This project, I think it's a project that we can be proud of. This is going to be a major transformation for Harrogate. This is going to be a massive transformation in terms of quality, in terms of performance. This is going to be an occasion for us to introduce new technology, to test new systems, to learn. I don't see much electric operation worldwide that are pushing this type of technology so high.
In terms of the buses themselves, we've really developed them and designed them around passengers, so trying to make passengers' lives as comfortable and as quiet as possible. So the buses are engineered to be quiet, they're engineered to be comfortable, they have a low centre of gravity, so that minimises things like squeaks and rattles. And from an operations perspective, we've developed and designed the buses to be extremely efficient, so they're currently the most efficient double deck on the market, therefore giving the operators maximum range and maximum efficiency and lowest cost from the product.
We expect the bus to be much quieter, both for our passengers and for the community, so we are going to be impacting less our environment on that aspect. We will have a fleet that will introduce all the latest features in terms of accessibility. The bus has been reconfigured really to be customer friendly, and I hope that it will be also driver friendly.
Let's talk batteries first of all. So we use a chemistry called NMC, which is a nickel manganese cobalt chemistry, and that is the chemistry that gives you the highest amount of energy density. So for a double deck where you haven't got a huge amount of space to fit batteries in, it's important to have very high levels of energy density to maximise the range. That allows us to fit 472 kilowatt hours of energy onto the bus. And then that combined with very efficient electric motors and very efficient cooling system allows us to deliver upwards of 250 miles of range from a single charge on the bus. We also offer the opportunity for pantograph charging, which is clearly very important for long routes where the buses are going to be out for a long period of time without being able to get access to a static charger. So having a pantograph charging opportunity allows operators the flexibility to charge the bus during the operations on the route. So if you imagine it's 4 or 5, 6 times the amount of battery space or battery or energy that you'd have on a typical passenger car, which again, if you think you can move around 80 to 90 passengers on a bus for the equivalent of eight passenger cars with the batteries, you can see why bus travel actually is by far and away the most efficient and friendly to the environment form of travel that there is.
Today's a really exciting day for us all. We've been working on this project now for 3 years, and we're really pleased to be able to show you, the best buses in the UK. It was a bit of a complex project really, because our routes are longer, they're more rural, and we wanted to get a double deck vehicle, which at the time wasn't actually possible. So first thing we looked at is how we get power into the depot, how we get the vehicles to the range, and that needed more power in the bus station, so extra charging infrastructure. We worked with several partners, so we worked with a company called Zenobē, who managed to look after our power and get us the right amount of power into the depot, and then Alexander Dennis, they built the vehicles. In Harrogate bus station, we had to again look at how we charge the vehicles, and one thing we knew straight away was that because of the length of the route, we'd have to charge midway. So we already had 3 pantographs, so they were the chargers that you see in the bus station now that charge from the top of the vehicle. We've had to actually build a new one of those for the 36 and take one of the existing pantographs and raise it so we could get a double deck bus underneath. So the plan is, as the vehicles come into Harrogate bus station, when they go into Leeds, they'll have a charge, and when they're going up to Ripon, they'll have another charge. Impact on the customer is going to be massive. I mean, the first thing they're going to get is brand new vehicles, and compared to some of our older ones, our 36s at the moment are 7 years old, and then the other vehicles we're replacing, some of those are up to 22 years old. What we'll get with the 36 is the highest spec vehicles in the UK. We work really hard to train our drivers in improving accessibility for all buses. We're working with partners like Disability Action Yorkshire to help our teams understand that some people may have additional needs and may require additional help. So again, bring in the latest vehicles with the best specification and actually being able to train our drivers to use that equipment and help our customers more.
36 is really important to Harrogate. It brings millions of customers into Harrogate every year, and they're all here for the fantastic things Harrogate has to offer. So it's great that everybody's here today to celebrate and see the brand new bus with us. I think the first thing people will notice when they get on the bus is how bright and airy it is. So as the bus glides up to your bus stop, it's going to be so quiet. Get on, greeted by your friendly driver, and sit down. It's going to feel really bright and airy and smooth and comfortable. And I think that'll be the first thing people notice. And then as they take the journey, they'll start noticing the other bits, like our library, our free Wi-Fi, our wireless and USB charging. And I think actually when you're on that first experience of the new 36 and the new buses, I think you'll be noticing things throughout your journey, nice little touches.
I think the first thing the customers will notice about the new buses is that they look similar from the outside, but when they get in the inside, they're the next level. These vehicles are spared no expense. Everything inside is for passenger comfort, and that goes to the driver as well. Every safety feature has been added that can be added, and they really are the best of the best.
They're comfortable to drive, they're less rattly, and there's camera mirrors now instead of wing mirrors, and which is less likely to get knocked off when you're driving in tight places. The 36 is really frequent, it's every 10 minutes to Leeds. The drivers are really pleasant and friendly to chat to. I think when customers go on our new buses, they will feel like they're on a spaceship.
I'm really looking forward to this bus coming. When these passengers move on to the bus and get on, they're going to be, wow, this is new. It's like anybody buying a car, you get that new smell and you think, oh, this is a new bus, oh, I like this. It's going to be a smooth drive for them. It'll be more efficient for them. I really do believe in these buses, that they will lower the emissions and they will help the environment. I suppose with the 36, you can actually get out onto the road. It's just, I don't know, it's a really, really nice drive. And I think when we get the new buses, it'll just be a new experience for the bus, which will enhance the actual drive that I do and enjoy each day when I'm on that road. And you really do get to know your customers, you get to know where they're going to, and sometimes they'll have a little chat with you, say good morning. They sort of become your family on the bus. You look after them and they look after you.
With the bus industry going electric, yes, there is a lot less moving parts, so there will be less, well, a bit cleaner for starters, where there'll be not as many oil changes, you've got your smoke from the exhausts. So with less moving parts, it should be more reliable and obviously a lot quieter and smoother, hopefully smoother rides as well for the passenger. Less fumes has got to be a good point for everybody. I mean, I think customers are going to be blown away anyway, because when you come on, they're just so bright looking anyway, and obviously with Harrogate Bus Company having their spec of buses they brought in, compared to the old style buses, people will notice a big difference straight away, even the LED lights and the floors and, extra points of USBs and touch things for charging. It's a positive for all customers and hopefully comfort for them to sit there and go to wherever they want to go.
I'm a business development manager at Zenobē. We've been working on this project since the very early stages. We have project managed the whole delivery of the infrastructure, and so we designed, installed, and once all goes live, we'll be operating it and managing it with our software, and we'll have our operations team looking after it when and if anything goes wrong throughout the process. They'll be the ones on site to fix throughout the life of the project, and we'll be entering a 10-year contract with Transdev to guarantee performance for the life of it. And when batteries need replacing on the vehicles to increase the range, we'll be taking those batteries and repurposing them and putting them in a second life application, and that'll be on things like film sets, festivals, anything that a diesel generator can be used for. We'll be replacing those to reduce emissions in many different sectors. We've installed 20 150 kilowatt DC chargers, so they're fast chargers, so they can charge the vehicles in about 3 to 4 hours. So we've got 20 of those going in at the depot, and all the infrastructure sitting behind those chargers is sized for the full capacity of the depot. So as and when in the future Transdev look to implement any more electric vehicles, the depot is primed and ready to take those on board. So it's a completely future-proof design to allow for expansion for when Harrogate is a fully electric bus town, which will hopefully be very, very soon. The reason this project is so important to me, I was actually born in Harrogate, so this is a great home project for me personally, but more in general, I love supporting the transition to net zero, and buses are such an important part of that. Public transport in general is such an incredible way to reduce emissions, and if you can make it electric, then even better. I think my view of the future is definitely lots of electric buses and lots of bicycles. I think that's the way I like to get around, and so passionate about this transition, and the fact doing it in my hometown makes it a really special project to me.
Outro Flooring is a manufacturer of safety flooring within the transport industry. It's a family business that's been running for over 100 years, so we're very proud that it's in its third generation. So the custom Metris, which Transdev has put through for specification, is a unique product. It's a digitally printed product, which basically means you can have any design you want. And how that's accomplished and achieved is we manufacture the product on a film, which then goes onto an undercoat and then a top coat layer then put over the digital print, which means that any design you require will never wear out. So as we all know, all the operators are moving to zero emission buses, whether that be electric or hydrogen. And with that comes a quieter and more comfortable surrounding for the passenger, as well as all the great benefits of zero emissions. So with that, you're going away from a combustion diesel engine, which is, as we all know, when you travel on a bus, it's quite noisy. You get a few rattles. Where electric is beautiful, it's very, very quiet, so you can actually listen to people talking. The great thing about the Outro Metris product is that it's actually a thicker product, but it's actually just as light as the standard products. So with the benefit with that, you get a better improvement on comfort underfoot, and as well it has acoustic properties. So all round, more of a comfortable and a better travel experience for the customer. Personally, I think they're going to go, hold on, wait, number 36, I want to get on. No, I think, seriously, I think it looks absolutely amazing. I think, you know, you've taken it to a whole new level regarding, you know, bus interior and bus exterior. I think it looks absolutely incredible. I love the black and the red. I think it definitely pops and looks incredible. So for me, well done, 10 out of 10.
The maquette at Chimera Fabrics that we supply for the 36 buses, it's made using British wool. To give the comfort for the customers, it means that it goes through rigorous checks. We make sure that the colours are correct according to the brand colours. We also make sure that the fabric passes multiple quality checks. So we take the British wool and we dye it at our dye house in Huddersfield. This is then transported to be woven into a maquette, and then in our UK factory we finish it. So we apply the treatments, we give the fabric a bath, a trim to make sure that it passes all them quality inspections. Every single metre is inspected by hand. We make sure there's no flaws within the fabric. We also make sure that our fabric lasts. That's very important to the customers, and it's also important to the operator to make sure that it withstands all the passengers. It's important to be as environmentally friendly as possible when creating the fabrics.
As part of the project, the electricity that we will be using is green electricity, so we'll be fully efficient in terms of that aspect. So we expect to be really neutral on our environment. And I think one of the aspects that is also key for us in this project is that we made this project very local. So we really invest on the local business, on the local community. Especially we're introducing the first double-decker electric worldwide in Transdev, and we are today operating over 50,000 buses. So to be the first double-decker electric, I think is quite nice. And I will say, without really being objective, that is probably going to be the top 3 best bus ever produced by Transdev worldwide. The double-decker is going to be really a game changer in terms of quality. It's really impressive. It's really going to improve a bus that is already quite strong in terms of qualitative component, but we're introducing new features. There's a new design. It's much brighter, and the technology that will be on board is going to be absolutely a differentiator of what we have today. The fact that it's 2 wheelchair bases, that we have earring loops, that is much quieter. The whole project has been thought from the wheel to the roof. So I will say wow effect.
What we've done in the development of the vehicle is we've chosen technologies on the vehicle that allow us to maximise the efficiencies. So for example, we use a drive motor from a company called Voith in Germany, and we use their heavy duty drive motor, and that gives you 2 or 3 advantages. First of all, it gives you a high top speed if you need to take the bus on dual carriageway, for example. Secondly, and very important to this area, for example, is the ability to get up steep hills. So we call it gradability. So the heavy duty motor gives you the ability to take the bus up steep hills. But most importantly, it allows us to run that motor in a very efficient part of its operating cycle. And that means we can deliver the highest levels of efficiency and therefore allow the bus to go much, much longer. And then that coupled with the high level of energy capacity, as I mentioned, 472 kilowatt hours, that gives the ability for this vehicle to go a lot longer than any of its competition in this sector. We're very excited to work with Transurban Blazefield on Route 36 because it is, in my opinion, the most highly spec'd double deck in the country, and that gives my team and my engineers and the designers an opportunity to really express themselves working with the Transdev team on a really highly spec'd bus. So, for example, we provide double glazing for passengers to keep the bus warm in the winter, cool in the summer. The flooring is a really unique and bespoke flooring pattern, therefore again giving a really premium feel on the vehicle. The seats themselves are the most comfortable seats that we specify, so high backs and very soft feeling cushions, so again giving passengers a really premium and a luxury ride. The technology on the bus in terms of passenger information systems, etc., again is as high spec as we offer. And even up to the panoramic glazing on the roof, where again just giving the maximum amount of light and spacious feel on the bus. So really, the passengers on Route 36 are going to get probably the most premium bus experience in the country.
So we started off about a year ago with our planning for the spec of the vehicle. So the first thing we did, we wanted to know what our customers want. So we put out a survey to all of our customers on the buses, on the internet, through social media. And we got some fantastic feedback from our customers. So we said to customers, what do you like? What don't you like? What can we do better? And what wacky ideas do you have? So a key example of that is that we found out that our customers aren't so big into leather seats anymore. Our new seats have fabric and ethical leather, which we think will really make our customers feel comfortable, but we know that we're being really ethical and doing the right thing for the planet. So one of the other things we found out through the survey is that our customers wanted the bell to be more easily reachable. Rather than on a bar where they have to reach over, our new buses will have a bell on the back of every seat. So they can sit down, they can press the bell to get off, and it's little things like that really that make the journey and the experience better for our customers. And we've got loads of feedback like that from the survey, and we had over 1,036 customers, both regular customers and people who travel with us just now and again fill this in. So we've got a really broad spectrum of customers taking part in the feedback. On the 36, we're upgrading our digital screens inside the bus. So before the screens will just show you the next stop, these are full of fantastic technology for our customers. So as well as the next stop, it has live times on when you're going to reach the end point of the route, and that's calculated with congestion along the route and traffic levels, so our customers have a really reliable prediction of when they're going to arrive in Leeds or Harrogate. We've got live train times, live bus times, so if you're catching the bus to Harrogate and changing onto another bus or a train, you know exactly when that's coming based on the times in there. And if we do need to stop for a few minutes because we're early, the information inside the bus will also show you how long we're going to be sitting there for. And we've also got lots of other nice little touches to make the journey better. So we've got double glazing, so there's none of the windows getting steamed up when it's raining outside anymore. And we've also got skylights on the top deck to bring all the natural light in.
So the new 36s are still going to have the red and black iconic design that everybody recognises, but they're going to have some splashes of chrome on the side, some exciting rears on the back that are going to promote local businesses and talk about the benefits of public transport and electric travel. When you enter the bus, there's going to be images from along the route between Ripon, Harrogate and Leeds of iconic destinations that everybody might recognise. I think our customers will always be greeted by a lovely, friendly driver, clean designs throughout the bus, and just a really luxury, enjoyable experience.
It's a real honour, genuinely, to be able to welcome not only the visitors coming into our town, but also those that are just doing their daily commute into all of these communities. Harrogate's a really unique place. It's got all the amenities that any large town or city could possibly want. We've got Leeds and York half an hour away, but then the best thing is that we've got the Yorkshire Dales just sort of 10 minutes over those hills over there. It's not only brilliant for day tripping and doing shopping and going to the famous Betty's tea rooms and so on, but it's just a beautiful place to be. Ripon's one of those places that, unless you're from Yorkshire, you've probably never heard of it. It's one of the smallest cities in England, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't pack a punch. You've got one of the most breathtaking cathedrals in the country there, and in terms of regional power, it might not be a huge amount to shout about nowadays, but historically speaking, Ripon is where it was happening. Just down the road you have the disgustingly beautiful Fountains Abbey. Of course it's in a ruined state, but it is one of the most iconic landmarks at Yorkshire. The grounds are remarkable, and the National Trust do a fantastic programme of events and places to go and visit and see, especially for little ones in the half term. There's always something to do. It's really beautiful. And then as you go to leave Ripon as well, the best thing is to sit up on the top deck of the 36, because then you get to see so much more than you normally would when you're sat in the car or bicycling or so on. It really is a stunning journey as you start going through the winding streets of North Yorkshire with the hedgerows rushing by you, and then you see the beautiful River Nid that you basically follow all the way down until you get through Ripley, which is just amazing. It is that picture book Victorian village that you could imagine, and then the castle and the grounds there are stunning. I've been bragging quite a lot down to my friends that I'm going to be the new voice of the 36, and I'm very excited to hear it. I know that's stupid, but yes, very excited.